Kris, I guess first of all, maybe just a thought on having Kaspar back in the lineup and what he brings to your team.
He's made a huge difference when he's been in the lineup. And anytime he's not been with us, we've always been wanting him in and what he could do for our team. But he adds a lot of, he's tenacious. He's hard on the forecheck. He's skilled that he can make some plays. He's been scoring goals. And he also can kill penalties. So, I think we just need a little more of that, a little more urgency, speed, and, being able to make plays. And Cappy's been doing that. He's been a very consistent player this year.
About Josh, what has the organization, yourself, kind of seen from him in Bakersfield that's provided this opportunity?
Well, Josh, when he came here, obviously he didn't really know what he's going to provide, especially the coaching staff has never seen him play, don't know what he is and if he's ever going to play in the NHL. He came to training camp, had an outstanding camp, made a very strong impression with everybody, and he wasn't ready to be in the NHL from day one, but went down to Bakersfield playing the North American game, obviously in the AHL, and was down there and played really well. And he's not a lot of guys scoring points. He hasn't really thrived on the power play. He's played a little bit on the power plays. He's got a few points there, but he's been a very good 5-on-5 player, reliable defensively. But I think, we were just talking about Kapanen earlier about having a little more speed to our lineup, a little more tenaciousness, maybe a little bit of physicality, but just a guy who can get in on the forecheck and play with some speed. And, he has that. And he's not going to be trading chances. He's pretty reliable. And, so this is a great opportunity for him. And we're excited to see him.
Your configuration on the blue line, the last little bit here, is that sort of the long-term vision to see if that'll work and get that to stick? Like, what do your numbers tell you about Stastny as he comes and goes from his offside and those sorts of things? How's that all work?
Yeah, we've had to, it's not ideal to put in defensemen left side, right side, moving them back and forth, and even with Wallman, we don't want to be moving him around too much, but trying to find out what's best for our group. And, a couple days ago I was answering a question about one of our forwards moving around, and, it's not ideal moving those guys around, but we have to think about what's best for our team and look in the big picture. And, those guys have to be flexible on being able to adjust. And right now we're going to try that pair, but we're not set on anything right now. I think we're still have a little bit of time, and I think we can go either way. And of course there's going to be some flexibility, or has to be some flexibility on line matchups, and also probably more importantly in time of the game. Are we pressing for a goal, or we have a lead? So I think those are things to consider.
Is there a certain drop-off that's kind of expected when you take a guy and put him on his offside, and is it about just figuring out where that drop-off is the least player to player?
Well, there's going to be a drop-off with that player, but there's so many factors, like who's he been on the ice with? Is he out with good offensive players, or is he sheltered and doesn't get that? And is he playing harder minutes? There's so many factors rather than if you just look at, he's was 55 expected goals for, and he dropped down to 45. Did his game drop 10%, or there's probably a lot of factors in that, and how's the team playing at that time? So I believe Stats is better on his left side. I think that is more natural, and that's pretty much the case for every single defenseman in the NHL. But we need some flexibility on, is that best for him? Because Wallman, somebody has to play on their offside. So is that Wallman, or is that Stastny?
Was you interested in Jarry getting the start tonight?
Yes, he is.
When you make a call up, do you sort of go, this is the guy I want, or do you, recall, like, what's kind of the process in finding the player that fits at this particular time?
Well, a lot of things. We know how the players are, how they're playing down there, and have a kind of a vision there. Obviously, I get reports from Stan and the coaching staff in Bakersfield, but usually starts with Stan and I talking about the team and who's playing well and where we want to go forward. And I kind of have a vision of what kind of player that I would like for our team if we're going to make a change. And then, you know, he talks to Keith Gretzky, and Keith would give him an update on who's playing really well and this guy deserves it, or this guy's maybe he's hurt or not quite ready. And then there's that communication. Then we kind of try and make the best decision, bringing the right guy up.
Kris, with Cappy returning, who comes out of the line?
Mangiapane.